What up, G Life? It's your boy MC Shadow back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys comment, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Share if possible because it does help out my channel. You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is tap the subscribe and like, and you'll be helping my channel a lot. It's free, it don't cost nothing. You'll be doing me a big ass favor. Now, what I wanted to talk about today. In this video, actually, my homeboys had told me, nah, man, don't make that video, man. Like, see, that's the reason why your channel don't grow fast like these other channels, man, because you're always coming over here and fucking shit up. They legitimately told me that. And I told them, what you want me to do, bro? You want me to come on here and lie to the people? Hey, I get it. I could come on here and be goofy, and I could, tell people what they want to hear and stuff like that. But then I'll be lying. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not down with somebody lying to me. You know what I mean? I would appreciate if they actually came and told me their honest opinions on things, on matters, instead of, just telling me what I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're not actually giving me your honest opinion on the matters. And that is with the whole Cain Velasquez incident. I seen other YouTubers have, made videos talking about this, like, West Coast Graffiti, American Cholo, and, channels like that. And the reason why I looked into this is because I was getting asked by a bunch of my subscribers to talk about this. And I found it weird that, like, a bunch of different subscribers were telling me about the same incident. So I figured, okay, something must be going on if they want me to speak on this. So, I started looking into it, and then, I started seeing, oh, okay, so, this is happening. So I started, educating myself on the whole scenarios and stuff like that. So there's a lot to dive in here. So let's dive into the psychology of the matters, because that's what we do here, and try to get to the bottom of this and try to, give my opinion on the matters. Now, I can't dive into the psychology of a pedophile, a molester, a chester. One, I would be biased because I fucking hate, child molesters with a passion, especially me knowing people that have been molested, growing up and stuff like that. I hate... If it was up to me, I would put them in an island and drop a bomb on them. So I very dislike, people like that. But, I'm able to keep, my cool and come collective, when it comes to these matters. Even though it's a difficult battle sometimes. This, individual, had a bunch of, accusations on him about touching, children. And Cain Velasquez left his, children in the daycare of that person's mother. The mother owns a daycare center, this individual, for what reason, I have no idea why. If the mother knew that her son was a weirdo like that, why would she even let him be near the premise or anything like that? Or why even how did this even happen? Like, how did he get so close? Actually, let me rewind that. For him to be out and about in itself is outrageous. But here, let me tell you guys something though. If they let him out, right? If he bails out, right? If he got bailed out, that's not the mother's fault. That's not the father's fault. That's not even the fucking his attorney's fault. Blame the law for allowing this to even be able to be an option. Don't blame the fucking lawyer. Don't blame these people. They're just fucking doing their jobs, bro. Blame the law that's in place. And you want to know who's to blame for this law being in place? Each and every individual for not getting up and fucking voting for these laws. People want to complain and argue, on their social media accounts that this is the way it is, but yet they don't never get up and vote for these bills. You know what I mean? They're fucking lazy. Then they want to be bitching after. What you complaining about, bro? If you got up and vote for these bills and shit turned out the other way, fuck you have every right to vote. But if you motherfuckers don't get up and actually go vote for these bills, I'm sorry to say this, you don't get to speak, homie. Dispensa, you don't, because you didn't even try to do nothing to prevent this from happening. To begin with, for you to, make an uproar about shit. Bills are very important for people to go vote on them, even when it comes to your own cities. You know what I mean? When they have them town hall meetings and you know they're doing voting and stuff like that. That's gonna make a big ass difference of how much taxes you're paying within your own cities and shit like that. Or if you're a homeowner, you know what I mean? All of that shit is crucial, especially if you're buying a home. If you're a homeowner, you should know that yes, when anything is happening in your city, you want to know what's going on and want to pay attention and shit like that. Like me and my wife do. You know what I mean? Because all that shit is gonna make a difference. If you want to save money and if you don't want to be fucking them squeezing every penny off of you, you get what I mean? But if you're just gonna sit there and just bitch about it, I'm sorry to say, I mean, what you want, dog? Attention? Is that what it is? Because I don't see, you know, what else, you know, why these charades are even being played. You know, you get what I'm saying? Now, you know, because the law is already set, instead of going around and marching through the fucking city and fucking destroying buildings and you know, crying on social media, what they need to do is start sweating these fucking lawmakers. You know what I mean? Start applying pressure on changing some of these laws. Not marching through the fucking city and fucking destroying property and shit like that. You're not gonna get shit that way. You're not gonna get shit done that way. Or going on social media. And you gotta apply pressure to these lawmakers. You gotta go out there and start voting for some of these laws. That's what's gonna make the difference. Not the fucking president either. You know what I mean? Because then if, you know, Congress, you know, disagrees or they get more votes and then there's a stalemate, so we get nowhere, like we've been getting nowhere. You know, maybe you should start voting for some of these senators, you know, that way you could change the seating, that way, you know, shit could actually start getting done. But instead, no, people rather go and people just get up and vote for the president, like if that's gonna make a difference. You know, this isn't Russia. Our fucking president doesn't have all the power. It's crazy fucks. You know, for these laws to be in place, you know, is to blame. The reason why he got out. Now, Cain Velasquez is facing some serious time. He's facing a lot of time. He's gonna face a lot of time. He's gonna do time, bro. He's gonna do a lot of time. Now, why is he gonna do a lot of time? He's gonna do a lot of time because I understand his actions. You know, one could only imagine. You know what I mean? You know what he must have been feeling. Obviously, you know they're gonna have to argue. You know, crime of passion. You know, because you're in the heat of the moment. Because that does happen. You know, people get in the heat of the moment and didn't really mean to kill the person and stuff like that, but they end up killing them. But then that will work different because that actually has to be applying that you actually went to the location. Like you weren't armed, right? Like you guys got in a fist fight and you ended up slamming his head on the ground too hard, or you picked up a rock that was there or a pipe or something like that and just whacked him and you know he ended up, you know, dying. But when you actually show up to the place, even if you're a citizen and you have a permit and everything, if you showed up to the location with a firearm, my boy, you know, your intentions were only for one thing and one thing only, bro. You get what I'm saying? So it's going to be really tough fighting, you know, any crime of passion or anything like that for that matter. Because, you know, in order for that, you have to have the weapon must be in the location already, right? Like you get a glass bottle, you break it, and you know, some shit like that. You know what I mean? But when you actually show up to the location with that weapon that was used, it's gonna be very difficult to try to convince people that you don't want to kill this person. Very difficult. Now I understand, you know, his rage and everything, because if you ask me what would I have done, I would have done the same exact thing as him. No, I'm lying. Not exactly like him, but. You know, yeah, I would put the motherfucker 6 feet under. And I know it's not right. I know, hey, I'm not here to lie and make up and invent shit. No, I'm not going to be telling people, you know, what they want me to hear just because, no, knowing my temper, my attitude, yes, he probably would be planted. You know, make better decisions. Don't follow this. You'll be stupid if you do, and it's not cool to think like this, and it's dumb. But this is already my persona, so I can't, like, lie and say that I'll do something else when I already know pretty much how I would react. I can only be honest. You know, but hopefully you think differently. Hopefully you were raised to think different. You know, because you are truly the right person here and the right man, not us. You know, with the violence. You know what I mean? But I'll be lying if I said I would be able to control my temper in those scenarios. Don't make you downer or crazy or none of that. You know, it just makes you foolish. You know, and And there's a whole lot to go in there, but that's a different story for a different day. Um, so I understand where he's coming from, but the thing is, here's the thing though, right? Because he got in a high-speed chase, he shot, father ended up getting hit, which in itself is already bad as it is, because the father wasn't the one that committed the crime. He had nothing to do. Yes, I know it was his son and everything like that, but I understand it's going to be hard for a parent to just like stop loving their son, even though some heinous crimes like this. I'm not going to sit here and try to lie and act like if I would know what that feeling would be like, you know what I mean? Because obviously I've never been in a scenario like that, so I can't imagine, what was going through the father's, head and shit like that, you know what I mean? Only they truly will know. We would have to actually sit down with these individuals and actually, for some sessions to actually get to the bottom of the psychosis of all of this. But going, based off of speculation, I can't really, say what he was thinking. As for the individual, the pedophile, honestly, and everything that I have researched and stuff like that, I mean, there is nothing that justifies this kind of behavior. There isn't, bro. There is nothing that makes these people this way. There's not, there's not really like no source of this. It's like it's really hard to actually home in on what creates a pedophile, molester, of children. No one really knows that. I mean, there's theories and shit like that, but like, very, very, not reliable theories. You know what I mean? Just because there's no real like logic on why this is done. The only thing I could think, because even animals, display some form of compassion towards a younger species. You know what I mean? They're more how could I say, more gentle with them, more, they show some kind of, like they hold themselves back, you know what I mean? Even predators like lions and leopards and shit like that, you know what I mean? When it comes to their prey. So with every kind of species, they show some form of, and you see that the animals, they defend their children and shit like that. So it's not, so when an adult is doing this, I mean, it's I don't know, bro, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Those are some weirdos. Anywho, but see, the thing is, what Cain Velasquez did was wrong, though. He was in a high-speed chase and shooting at the person. Any of those bullets, any of those shots that he shot, could have hit any car. And let's say that the car had a child in it, and the bullet hit the child's head, and now that child's dead, or anybody else that would have got hit. Because bullets, I mean, they just travel. They ricochet. They, you know what I mean? Anybody could have got killed. And now it was like, I understand that your child, got touched and stuff like that, but I mean, look at all of this other shit that happened now. You know what I mean? Like now this person, like, this is all hypothetical, but in reality, this is all shit that was plausible, to happen. But you didn't think about none of that because you were just thinking about yourself, and because of your selfish thoughts and stuff like that, you put a lot of people in danger. A lot of people could have lost their lives right there. You know what I mean? How many rounds you let off? What if some of those rounds struck two other cars and killed an older lady and a child? Then what? You know what I mean? You're gonna say what? Sorry? Come on now. I mean, if you don't plant the bullet in the motherfucker, I mean, wait till you like have him right there. Don't be fucking shooting at a moving vehicle and shit like that. I mean, anything could have happened. You have to at least show some form of restraint. You're an adult already. You know what I mean? At the age that you were supposed to at least hold yourself back at least that much. I understand, the magnitude of the scenario and stuff like that, but you also have to consider that there's people around, and you could be putting their lives in jeopardy. And we're talking about anybody from like males to women and children to old ladies to anything like that. So that's why he's gonna do a lot of time because of that, because the scenario how it had unfolded. It's not because he's Hispanic that they're gonna come at him like that or like that. You have to understand that. Well, look at he put a lot of people in jeopardy and stuff like that. And he did show up with the firearm, so it's gonna kind of be hard to prove that that's not what he was trying to do. And I get it, people like that shouldn't be released and stuff like that. But then go and change that. You know what I mean? Start voting for these law bills. Start applying pressure. For them to change the laws. Can't be mad at these attorneys and lawyers and judges and shit like that. I mean, they're fucking just doing their job. What you want them to do? They don't have the power to change the law right on the spot. You know what I mean? They're just puppets like everybody else. But I'm just saying, maybe my homie was right, and I'm just dooming my channel from people to unsubscribe and stuff like that. And if you want to, I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's just my opinion, you know. That's just my sense on the matters. I don't really like telling people what they want to hear. Like, yeah, yeah, they should let him out because it's the unity of the people. I mean, I could be saying that, but I mean, then I would be doing it all for show and for likes and for views and for subscriptions. And bro, I could only come honest on my channel. You know what I mean? That's all I could be right here. But I'm just saying, what are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. Shadow, we out.